Many of you who follow me here on my channel are here because I create Weight Watchers related content, which probably means that you are interested in losing weight. Being somebody who is interested in losing weight, you probably have a pretty sketchy relationship with the scale that tells you whether or not you've had a good week or a bad week. It tells you whether or not you are on the right track or the wrong track. And it has the power to put you in an amazing mood or in a really crummy mood. If this sounds like you, stay tuned. You might want to hear what I have to say. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to tell you about a decision that I have made for the season of Lent that has the potential to be a game changer in my weight loss journey. For those of you that don't know, Lent is a season in the Christian calendar year that is the 40 days, 46 if you include Sundays, leading up until Easter, where we take the time to reflect on the awesome sacrifice that God made for us by giving his son Jesus to die on a cross for our sins. Now, I'm not here to preach religion at you, although you guys know that my religion is a very, very important part of who I am, and it makes me the woman that I am and that I present to you. There are no walls and no masks here. You guys know that. However, what I have to say today can apply to you regardless of whether you are a Christian and follow Lent or not. Typically in Lent, we give something up that would be a sacrifice, something that would be difficult for us to give up. And sometimes it's chocolate, sometimes it's caffeine or coffee or Starbucks or spending or all of these different things that people give up. I have gone through many different things in my life. Chocolate was a favorite one of mine to do. One year I gave up meat. That didn't go well health-wise because I needed the protein. But in recent times, and specifically this year, I have not successfully done it, and this year is the year I'm going to successfully do it. This year, I am giving up the scale. I am saying no to the scale. I stepped on the scale on Ash Wednesday morning to get a weight for, okay, here's my, not starting weight, but this is where I'm at. And I am not setting foot on that scale again until Easter Sunday morning. Why? Because we were made for so much more than to be a number. Think about it, my friends. We put so much emphasis on the scale and the number on the scale that we might as well be treating it as a god. You might think that that's a little bit of an extreme statement to say, but hear me out, because as I was writing my Instagram post the other day, declaring that I was going to give up the scale and encouraging people to do it with me, as I was typing, I was making these realizations that our relationship that we could have to God is very similar to our relationship that we have with the scale. And that is a terrifying thing. And that is wrong. That is not something that should be the case, my friend. Since Lent is a time where we are supposed to be focusing on growing our relationship with God and getting closer to him, our creator, who gave us this body to treat as a temple, who gave us all of our potential, who gave us our dreams and made us who we are, I thought it was important to acknowledge the fact that many of us are treating the scale as a god. I mean, think about it. How many times do you pray to the scale before you step on it, hoping that it will show you what you want? How many times have you sacrificed something for the sake of the scale? How many times have you given the scale the power to tell you what you are worth? How many times do you make choices based on what you think the scale is going to say? How much power do we give the scale on a daily basis? Are any of you guilty of having those moments in the bathroom where, let's just say it's evening time, right? And you just got home from the gym and you have to go take a shower and you see that scale sitting there, and this is the inner monologue that you have. I know that it's a bad idea to step on the scale right now. I know it is. I've been eating all day. I've been drinking a ton of water. I just worked out. The number is not going to be accurate. I should not step on the scale because it's only going to make me sad. And then you step on the scale anyway, just to see the number, just to check in, just to confirm that you're right, that the number is crap because of the time of the day that you weighed in. How many times have you had that argument with yourself and done that thing? I will tell you, and I will openly admit, it has been one too many times for me. It has been more than one too many times for me. My friends, it is time to release the power that the scale has over us, and time to stop treating it like a god, and time to treat it what it is. One way to measure our progress on our healthy living journey. One of many ways. So, to that I say goodbye to the scale until Easter Sunday. I do not need you to tell me how I'm doing on my journey, because deep down I know how I'm doing on my journey on any given week. Yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are surprises, but generally speaking, you show up to weigh-in day and you know whether you're going to lose or you're going to gain, don't you? You absolutely do. So what would happen if we had 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 good weeks in a row with no validation from the number on the scale? How would you have to gauge your progress? You would have to look at other elements like exactly what is in your tracker. Are you actually following the plan? How are you feeling? How are your energy levels? How are your clothes fitting? How is your skin looking? Do you feel amazing? Do you feel like you can take on the world, or have you been shoving junk in your face and you actually feel really, really crummy? You don't need a scale to tell you how you are doing on this journey, my friends. Your body will tell you how you are doing on this journey. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you are a Christian or not, whether you give up something for Lent or not, I highly encourage you to give up the scale for Lent with me. When I made this announcement on Instagram, there were a couple of different camps of messages that came at me. One of them was this. I got so many messages saying, I just can't give up the scale. There's no way I could give up the scale. Kudos to you for doing it, but I'm terrified to let the scale go for 46 days. To that I say, if you are one of those people, that has a panic attack at the mere thought of not being able to step on a scale to see your weight until April, you are the person that needs to give up the scale the most. And I'm throwing myself into this category. It has become such an addiction to step on that scale, regardless of whether I think the number is going to be good or bad. It is an addiction. It is able to give you a high. It is able to make you crash to rock bottom just to see the number on the scale. And I can't help but step on that scale. I am one of those people that needs to get rid of it. I need the break. I need the mental break from the scale. If I tell you you are not allowed to step on the scale for the next 46 days, if you panic, if you have a moment of, like genuine, I can't do it. If you don't think you can do it, you need to do it. Hear me out, my friends. I beg you, let go of the scale and stop treating it as a god and start treating it as one of many tools available to you on your healthy living journey. The other camp of messages that I have been getting was, well, how does this impact everything else that I'm doing? If I can't weigh in, how does that affect my points? Ladies and gentlemen, it does not affect your points at all. It does not affect your calorie count at all. The goal here is not to use not weighing in as an excuse to not track and not follow your plan. On the contrary, this season of giving up the scale is the perfect time to put extra effort into your focus on what you put into your body. Put healthier foods into your body. Really start to treat your body the way you should be treating it. Put extra effort into making sure you stay on track, extra effort into going to the gym. Take this time away from the scale to make sure that you have everything else in place so you can come back to the scale with a healthier relationship with your diet plan than when you started. Your points don't change. Your calories don't change. Your workout plan does not change. Nothing about what you're doing has to change unless you want to improve on it and get better. Just because we say no to stepping on the scale. The only thing that changes is you don't weigh in on weigh-in day. And now I know there's going to be the excuse of, but I go to Weight Watchers and I have to weigh in. You can go to Weight Watchers and step on that scale, and before you do, you can look at your receptionist and say, please don't tell me what the number is. I don't want to know my weight until after Easter. It is possible to do that, you know. And I have actually done that in the past. I have had a day or a week or whatever where I got on the scale and I looked my leader dead in the eye and I said, please don't tell me the number. And she said, okay, and she did not tell me. That is not an excuse to not do this with me. Just because you have to go and weigh in front of someone else does not mean you have to see the number, my friend. As you guys know, I have been mentioning that I've been having this great mental shift when it comes to weight loss as of late. And this is a big part of it. And I've gotten many messages saying, I'm so excited for you to finally have reached this realization, for people that have already gotten there, for accounts that I admire that have already reached this point. They have reached out to me and said, congratulations. Good for you. You are finally on your way to doing this the right way. And that is very freeing. The idea of not having to step on the scale tomorrow is very freeing because I know that I have the accountability set in place. I've been killing it at the gym all week long. I've been sending my tracker to a friend who has been willing to take on that burden for me and say, I will ask you for your tracker every day if it will help you accomplish your goals. I have those things set in place, and I don't get to go on the scale tomorrow and get validation that I'm doing it right. I have to validate myself in knowing that I am doing it right. And that is very freeing because you know what? I'm sleeping great. I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. And it has nothing to do with the number on the scale. Nothing at all. And it's an amazing feeling. And it's a feeling that I want to give to you guys. But the only way that I can do that is to tell you the steps I took to get there. And one of the things, granted, it is only day 2 of giving up the scale, but knowing that I have given it up is very freeing. And I invite you to come and do that with me. Just for 40 days. Just until Easter. That's all. Then we can wake up on that Sunday morning before we go to church or go to family's house or do whatever it is you do on Easter. We can all jump on the scale and we can go, yes, I knew I was doing it right. Thank you for validating me, scale. And hopefully, you realize that you don't need the scale to validate what you're doing for your body. That you can validate what you're doing for your body. That your body will validate it for you by changing, by being stronger and more energized. And yes, trimmer and more attractive in your eyes if that is your goal. If the aesthetics are your goal, that will happen. You don't need the scale to tell you that that's happening. Your body's going to show you that that's happening. When people ask you if you've lost weight, they don't ask you because they've seen your number. They ask you because they see it on your body. So why do you need the number? As I've mentioned before, I'm working my way back down to my goal weight, but I don't know what my goal weight is because I'm letting my body tell me what my goal weight is. As I watch the number go down, not until after Easter, but as I watch that moving forward, I'm just using that as a guideline. My body is going to say, okay, this is where I want to stay. And once I've lost weight and I go, oh, look, my body is looking good. I'm feeling fantastic. And I consistently see roughly the same number on the scale, that's when I'm going to go, oh, that's my goal weight. Now I know. Now my body has told me, because me telling my body what my goal weight is has not worked. I hit that goal weight once and I have not seen that weight on the scale since. And it has taken me a decade to realize, my friends, that I don't need the scale to go on this weight loss journey. I really don't. Call this a Let's Chat video if you want, but I wanted to share with you what I am doing for Lent, and I'm doing many other things for my own personal development, but this is something I felt was very important to share with you. We are giving up the scale. Are you in with me or not? If you are in, let me know in the comments below. Shoot me a message if you have any questions, concerns, or you want to tell me and just not publicly. I would love to know if you are going to commit to this with me. I have many people on Instagram that have committed to this with me, and it makes me feel so good that I can help them and encourage them to release the bonds they have to that ridiculous thing in the bathroom. And I would love it if I can help you too. And I don't mean help you like I've got it all figured out, therefore here is my wisdom. I'm going through this with you. I have a scale addiction too. I have the ability to very easily make the scale my God, and the scale is not my God. And it's time to let that go. Another question that I have been asked is, are you hiding your scale throughout this process? No, I am not hiding my scale throughout this process for the simple reason that the act of having to make the conscious choice every single time I am in that bathroom of whether or not to step on the scale is the entire point. I need to be able to look at that thing and say, no, not today. Thank you very much. I don't need you to validate me. And every day that I successfully do that is a day that my self-control and my self-discipline grows stronger. My faith in myself and in my body grows stronger. And my bond to God, who I am praying to for strength through this journey, grow stronger. So if you think that you might be able to handle it or might not be able to handle it and would love to try, don't hide your scale. Face your scale. Just don't step on the scale. All right, my friends, the challenge has been issued. Are you going to come with me on this 40-day journey or not? I think it's very important to help us develop as people trying to live healthy lifestyles to not focus on the number on the scale, but to focus on every other element of this journey, which is so much more important than the number on the scale, because we are so much more than the number on the scale. See you next time. Bye.